making their way to the ring from New Orleans, Louisiana, and San Antonio, Texas, BK Rhythm and Gigi Gianni, the Brat Pack.
The fashionista with the rapper opening up our WOW episode this week.
And what a fun way to open up the WOW Women of Wrestling broadcast, David, with none other than BK Rhythm, who, if for nothing else, always has an interesting rap for us. And what a beautiful robe of Gigi Gianni.
All the time, the BK's got a rap.
Well, David, we've got an exciting edition of WOW Women of Wrestling, including the Mother Truckers in action and more tag action coming later.
And their opponents from Sydney, Australia, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Crystal Waters and Sandy Shore, Spring Break 24/7.
And speaking of tag teams, David, here comes Sandy Shore and Crystal Waters, always ready to have a good time, David. Get down and party. It's Spring Break 24/7 for these two. Sandy Shore and Crystal Waters set for tag team action against Gigi Gianni and BK Rhythm.
Sandy Shore right there and Crystal Waters.
Crystal. Oh boy.
Everybody pipe down.
It's a match and a show.
We got something to say.
I don't think I think it's just BK.
Hey, Gigi, I think they need some SPF 50. They're looking a little burnt. Y'all looking a little crispy.
I thought they had nice
Brat
stands.
Pack, nobody goes harder. Y'all just a bunch of minnows. We're sharks in the water.
I like that even referee Ben Scheinberg had a smile on his mouth when he heard that one.
Well, nonetheless, we'll see who the shark is and who the minnows are in this matchup.
As Sandy Shore mimics a big shark like that movie Jaws, coming after Gigi Gianni.
David's still getting a kick out of that. That's right, hey. If this matchup doesn't work out, she doesn't get a pinfall, maybe she could go into the recording studio and get that debut album out. But nonetheless, Sandy Shore mocking the self-proclaimed sharks in this matchup. Gigi Gianni now, once again, goes for a hold, and Sandy Shore able to apply the side headlock to Gigi Gianni, the fashionista.
Nice reversal there and takeover by Gigi.
That's right, and of course, David, to be a shark in this business, you have to have some of those instincts that BK Rhythm and Gigi Gianni possess. But also, Spring Break 24/7. They love to have a good time, and they've been getting better and better each week as we've seen them improve here on WOW. And now, Gigi Gianni, excellent counter maneuver, lots of flipping, lots of flying, but the basic thing is she was able to reverse the hold. Sandy Shore herself, counter maneuver, goes for the cover, gets a 2, says referee Ben Scheinberg, and now Sandy Shore tagging into Crystal Waters.
Very smart there. Crystal Waters going to hit the ropes. Sandy Shore takes her over. There's the kick right into Gigi Gianni.
Crystal Waters with the basement drop kick, and Crystal Waters going for the cradle there, getting a 2 count, and Crystal Waters once again ducks, and she rolls up Gigi Gianni, schoolgirl roll up, 3 different pin attempts in a row, and Crystal Waters looking as impressive as ever.
She definitely wants to go for the pin, and now she's tagging in Sandy Shore. The two of them are working together tonight.
Sandy Shore with the boots to the midsection. Crystal Waters and Sandy Shore working as a tandem now.
And Gigi smartly goes to the outside. And BK saying, time out, time out.
Gigi Gianni tried to buy herself some time, but what she really got was those boots through the ropes from Sandy Shore. Now as Crystal Waters goes for a dive, but Gigi Gianni
couldn't make it through the second rope. And Gigi Gianni gives her a big slap to stop that momentum.
Gigi Gianni now has Crystal Waters in the corner and just hammering away using a boot right underneath the jaw on that second turnbuckle. David, that slap after the dive attempt from Crystal Waters put this matchup back in the hands of the Brat Pack, Gigi Gianni and BK Rhythm.
Gigi Gianni here going up on Crystal Waters, taking her over.
Snap suplex from Gigi Gianni, the fashionista. Going for a cover, gets two. Gianni now taking Crystal Waters over to her side of the ring, using that rope as a weapon, and referee Ben Scheinberg administering a count now as BK Rhythm choking out Crystal Waters on the second rope, and Gigi Gianni follows up with a knee to the back, flying all the way across the ring, goes for the cover. Now could it be it? No.
The Brat Pack is putting it to him now, Nigel.
The Brat Pack firmly in control now. I thought they were going to do that patented album cover, but I think that they're focused on winning this matchup as fast as they can, David.
I think you got something there, Nigel. They're taking this matchup seriously against Crystal Waters and Sandy Shore as Crystal is driven into the mat.
Dropping her like a beat and getting a one count does BK Rhythm on Crystal Waters. Crystal Waters still hanging in this, and BK Rhythm with such tenacity fires off at Crystal Waters, taking Waters all the way up to the top turnbuckle now, and Crystal Waters fights back. Gigi Gianni tagged in, goes for Crystal Waters, who is still in a rough position to be. Waters now seated up on the top turnbuckle from the second turnbuckle.
No one home, Nigel.
Nobody home.
Gigi Gianni saw that coming. Crystal Waters looked over at Sandy Shores and then leaped without looking, if you ask me.
Crystal Waters, and that really could be it for Crystal Waters if we look back, because now this is giving Gigi Gianni a chance to ground Crystal Waters after the team of Spring Break 24/7 had gained a little momentum in this matchup, David.
Yes, indeed. Crystal struggling to get to her feet, but Sandy Shores got the fans fired up here, trying to give some momentum to her tag team partner.
Gianni with the double axe handle to the back now. Looks like she has a side headlock applied. Referee Scheinberg checking to make sure that she doesn't have a choke locked in, because we all know you can't trust Gigi Gianni. A big scoop from Gianni. And Crystal Waters slips out the back, tags to her partner Sandy Shore, and now Sandy Shore in the ring taking down Gigi Gianni 2 times in a row now. House of Fire and Sandy Shore.
And she quickly ran over and took BK Rhythm out of the action.
Swinging, spinning neck breaker from Sandy Shore. 2, gonna be enough? No! Wow! Spring Break 24/7, as close as ever to walking away with a victory. And now Crystal Waters up top, backhand slap.
Big slap by Sandy Shore. Crystal Waters off the 3rd rope.
Crystal Waters connects 2, and oh my goodness.
She almost had a 2 count, but BK came in and took Sandy Shore down. And now she just tosses Sandy Shore out of the ring. And look who grabs the scoop for a 1, 2, 3. Gigi Gianni.
Here are your winners, BK Rhythm and Gigi Gianni, the Brat Pack.
Well, David, another victory for the Brat Pack, BK Rhythm and Gigi Gianni as the...
Introducing first, accompanied by Coach Campanelli and Candy Crush from the Glitter Aerobics Academy in Beverly Hills, representing top tier, Gloria Glitter!
And Gloria Glitter leading the charge now with top tier, followed by her teammates Coach Campanelli, who's holding that WOW Trios Tournament trophy, and Candy Crush.
Of course, Nigel, they don't go anywhere without it.
That's right, David. I think they have a special case they must keep it in. And I guess they have somebody to shine it up each day from what I understand.
Well, we've never been invited over to Coach's house to find out.
I don't want to be invited after seeing how good of a friend she was to Ariel Sky. We could become the Water Boys if we don't watch out.
I've been to the fabulous Lana Starr's house, and she wants all those titles on her mantle again. Never been invited to Coach Campanelli's house.
She doesn't seem like the kind that would invite anybody over except for Gloria Glitter and Candy Crush.
Two people she can control and
That's
manipulate,
right.
if you will.
That's right, David.
She couldn't manipulate Ariel Sky, though. Ariel Sky in that freedom match got her freedom from top tier.
And her opponent from Dallas, Texas, Stephy Slays.
Oh, yeah, here comes Stephy Slays, who came to the aid of Ariel Sky with BK Rhythm not too long ago, saving Ariel Sky from a beatdown from top tier Candy Crush, Gloria Glitter, and Coach Campanelli. And Stephy Slays is looking great here, David. She's become a mentor for several of the new WOW superheroes in the back, especially Little J Boogie.
And I would also say, vis-a-vis, that she's now the veteran of WOW, Ariel Sky, as you see both of them now joining Steffi on her entrance for this matchup.
Well, you know, of course, there's backup with top tier, so I guess it's only fair.
There's a great album cover with the three of them on the front.
That's right, I'd buy that better than the one that BK Rhythm and Gigi Gianni put out.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, nonetheless, Coach Campanelli and Candy Crush in the corner of Gloria Glitter and Little J Boogie and Ariel Sky in the corner of Steffi Slays. Julio Rodriguez, the referee in charge of this matchup right now as the bell rings, and the master of step style, Gloria Glitter, locks up with Steffi Slays.
Two veterans of the ring now in here. Steffi Slays applying the headlock, side headlock. Gloria Glitter goes for the foot to distract Steffi and then reverses the headlock.
The head instructor of the Glitter Aerobics Academy in Beverly Hills, California, now tied up with the top wrist lock from Steffi Slays, who, as we've said before, has become a mentor in the WOW locker room. And it's great to see Steffi embrace that role because she certainly has busted up several bullies of her own, and top tier is at the top of that list of bullies here in WOW. Knee to the midsection from Steffi Slays. 2 in a row now, David.
Yes, indeed. Steffi Slays, though, having a reversal by Glitter, thrown into the ropes. Steffi now coming off the ropes and getting behind Glitter, throwing her into the ropes.
Steffi Slays with the waist lock, and now Gloria Glitter ducks the clothesline attempt and has a waist lock of her own for Steffi Slays. And these two superheroes in a feeling out process, David. One-on-one competition between Gloria Glitter and Steffi Slays. Now several lucha passes and rolls. Back elbow from Steffi Slays. That's more effective, and it gets a 1 count. Gloria Glitter rolls to the outside. Getting a little advice from her top-tier teammates, if you will. Candy Crush and Coach Campanelli, and also buying herself a few seconds of time. Steffi Slays has Gloria Glitter. And Glitter, shoulder into the midsection and just...
Oh, Nigel, that's gotta hurt.
A neck breaker right across that solid steel cable now as Gloria Glitter in. Boots to the back of Steffi Slays. And I'm sure we're gonna see it in record time now. You know she loves to do the stair stepper.
Yeah, she did it, and then she took off the stair stepper and jammed Steffi's head into the mat.
From a stair stepper to a face buster, she certainly ain't treating Steffi Slays that well. Gloria Glitter, though, not in here to make friends, but in here to make money. And now Gloria Glitter sending Steffi Slays into the turnbuckle. Gloria Glitter charges and nails a back elbow with tons of velocity. She comes in with a shoulder tackle to the midsection of Steffi Slays. And Gloria Glitter loves to hand out those knees right to the midsection, David.
Certainly does. Steffi in trouble because Coach is grabbing her hair and pulling her back. Coach Campanelli on the outside. There she goes at it again. Candy Crush coming over to add good measure.
Gloria Glitter distracting referee Julio Rodriguez now as Ariel Sky and Little J Boogie on the outside having words with Candy Crush. Coach Campanelli, Gloria Glitter almost walks away with the victory here. But Steffi Slays hangs in this matchup because she's not just fighting for herself, but she's fighting for her friends on the outside, Ariel Sky, and of course, J Boogie. Gloria Glitter with a jawbreaker combo.
And there, that knee taken out by Steffi. Glitter now takes Steffi down on the back. 1, 2. Oh.
Gloria Glitter disappointed as Stephy Slays kicks out at 2. Gloria Glitter checking the pulse now as Stephy Slays rolling over to her stomach, trying to find her way back up in this matchup. And Gloria Glitter just continues to talk trash. Stephy Slays fires back, shot to the midsection, forearm shot, followed by a back elbow. And Stephy Slays taking it to Gloria Glitter, testing out some of that aerobic conditioning now, sending Gloria Glitter down with 2 clotheslines. And Gloria Glitter reeling in the corner now.
The crowd getting behind Steffi Slays.
Stephy Slays with the back splash on Gloria Glitter. And could we see it? One of Stephy Slays' favorite moves. Gloria Glitter blocks the monkey flip the tip. Gloria Glitter charges, catches the arm of Stephy Slays. Knee to the midsection, and there's the aerobic annihilator. And not many people kick out of that. 2, 3, and you can add Stephy Slays' name to that list. Away with the victory over Stephy Slays, who at many times I thought had won this matchup, and now top tier coming into the ring.
Making their way to the ring from the Collins Kennel Club and Salem, Massachusetts, Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx.
And here comes the very unlikely duo, but shared interest, the gold standard, Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx, looking to avenge a recent loss to the All-American girls. Animal Instinct trying to get back in the tag team standings, and they're certainly going to have their hands full, as tonight their opponents, David, are Sugar and Spice, or Spice and Sugar, the Mighty Mites.
You got that right, Nigel. You can hear the whip crack.
I think that's your favorite part about Animal Instinct, David.
I love it. I hear it in my sleep.
Goldie Collins, so proud of herself. And of course, let's not forget the award-winning Alexander, who's sitting at home on the finest dog bed, eating the finest dog biscuits.
Well, well, well.
We're gonna hear from Katarina Jinx.
Aren't you so happy to see us again? Understand that this evening we are up against the mouse?
No.
Oh, Mighty Mites again. But you see, this time, I know who's going to be holding the leash. Because when I am parading these ankle biters around my ring, you all are going to know that it's time to listen to your animal instinct.
Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx have a score to settle in this matchup with the Mighty Mites.
And their opponents from Los Angeles and San Bernardino, California, Sugar and Spice, the Mighty Mites!
Sugar and Spice, bringing a little flavor to your life and bringing positivity here to WOW. Women of wrestling, not only fan favorites, but also in the locker room. Very much respected and appreciated. Sugar and Spice, or David, as you say, Spice and Sugar. Nonetheless, it's the Mighty Mites. And as they come out to the ring here, David, I can't help but wonder the words of Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx, referring to these two as mice.
Well, it was an insult. It acted like it wasn't scheduled to be an insult, but it clearly was an insult.
definitely was, and they were asking who their opponents were. I hope they had a better idea of it instead of just coming out and finding out who they are right now. But nonetheless, Katarina, Jinx, and Sugar gonna kick things off now as they square up and lock up. Katarina, Jinx, arm caught up by Sugar in the early goings of this contest. But Katarina, Jinx, one of her strengths is, David, as we've seen here on WOW, is that she's a technical wrestler, a submission specialist. Sugar, though, giving her a little bit of her own medicine and follows up with a moonsault of sorts on Katarina, Jinx. Side headlock applied by Sugar. Sugar, of course, the first Guatemalan to graduate top of her class with a 4.0 GPA, is very proud of that. Now taken down, shoulder tackle by Katarina, Jinx. Katarina, Jinx, and Goldie Collins, they definitely want to get a victory, but also the Mighty Mites do, to get in the standings for the World Tag Team title shots, currently held by the Mother Truckers, as Sugar firmly in control with the side headlock on Katarina, Jinx. Sugar hangs on to Katarina, Jinx, trying to keep this thing grounded. Leg scissors by Katarina, Jinx. Goldie Collins, the tag team partner of Jinx and Animal Instinct, encouraging her from the side. Now as Sugar has the legs locked up of Katarina, Jinx, who is too close to the ropes, David.
Tagging in, Goldie Collins coming in.
Goldie Collins misses twice.
Sugar going up.
And Sugar with the drop kick. Too sweet drop kick, and now splashes Goldie Collins like a whoopee cushion almost, and tags into Spice.
You're too young to know what a whoopee cushion is, Nigel.
Now Tiger, you don't remember Doink? That's what he used to call it. Now Spice taking down Katarina, Jinx, and Spice, all 4'11", fully invested in this matchup. The forearm shots looked like she was going for a face buster. Katarina, Jinx able to pass her off, but Katarina, Jinx takes that Casadora, counter maneuvers it, and slams the face of Spice to the canvas. Good enough for a 2 count. That's a lot of flavor for Spice.
Spice is in trouble. She went over, and you can see as she went to her left side, grabbing her teeth, if you will.
Oh, you know what this is.
She hit the mat hard. Oh, boy.
Hanging her upside down, almost like a cat tree, David. And now, Katarina, Jinx with a back elbow.
Look how she took out Sugar at the same time.
Unprovoked back elbow, by the way, David. Now is Katarina, Jinx playing mind games. And you know, she's mentioned how they were mice and how cats like to, what they like to do with mice. Right now, she's toying around with little Spice like a cat would.
Cat on a string with a ball.
And now, Spice is fighting back and shoved right back into the corner by Katarina, Jinx. Very strong forearm. And now, Spice into the corner of Animal Instinct. Goldie Collins, the blue ribbon winner, tagged in by Katarina, Jinx. She's got all the trophies, David, but I noticed they have her name on it, not Alexander's.
That's a good point, Nigel. Who's winning the trophies? I thought Alexander is winning the trophies.
I thought so too, but nonetheless, Goldie Collins likes to seek the trophy and the awards, if you will. Goldie Collins now picking up little Spice and taking her to the corner of Animal Instinct. Parading her around the ring now, Goldie Collins with the backbreaker on Spice. Very close to her opponent, or rather her partner, Sugar, almost adding a little bit of insult. As you can see, Goldie Collins taunting Sugar as she drags Spice over to the corner of Animal Instinct.
Now against the ropes goes Spice. Spice comes off that second rope and goes up high for a maneuver and takes Goldie Collins over.
Tilt-a-whirl head scissors from Spice now as Goldie Collins eats a forearm shot. Spice trying to fight her way back in this thing. Double chop from Spice, and it looks like Katarina, Jinx is successful in pulling down Spice.
Taking the momentum away from Spice. Here comes Sugar now. All 4 competitors in the ring.
And now the tag in.
Legal tag. Sugar in, Spice in, giving it to Katarina, Jinx.
Now all 4 superheroes in the ring. Katarina, Jinx, and Goldie Collins charge the turnbuckles, but both eat the bottom turnbuckle courtesy of Sugar and Spice. And David, you know what? It's time for the do-si-do and the jalapeno popper.
I love it, baby.
Sugar and Spice working together as a great team. And David, you can see why they are fan favorites here. And wow. And Sugar just marching right across the ring. Looks like we're gonna see a double. Oh, wait a second. Katarina Jinx moves out of the way and catches Spice right in the midsection. Goldie Collins now eating a forearm from Sugar, who runs up.
Sugar trying to go up to the ropes, but she's pulled off by Goldie and dropped right into that left knee.
That's a high-risk move. High risk, sometimes high reward, but also this could be the end of the matchup for Sugar. Snap suplex connects from Goldie Collins, and there you see a choke slam as Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx get the 3 count, defeating the Mighty Mites.
Here are your winners, Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx,
Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx, Animal Instinct, walk away with the victory.
And there they are, the winners. Now, fans, I want to tell all of you next week on WOW Women of Wrestling, Genesis.
Now fans, it's time for your main event! The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Angelica Dante from New Orleans, Louisiana and Kingsland, Texas, Siren the Voodoo Doll and Chainsaw.
Siren the Voodoo Doll has come back to WOW and has brought the intensity factor back to Chainsaw, David. I've not seen Chainsaw this focused, but yet this unhinged in quite some time. And Siren herself has come back almost reinvented, reinvigorated, and leading the charge along with Chainsaw's little sister, Angelica Dante.
No doubt about it, Nigel. Siren the Voodoo Doll has added some charge to Chainsaw.
You notice any of those faces on Chainsaw's apron? You gotta start looking at milk cartons more often. Nonetheless, Siren the Voodoo Doll, Chainsaw, and Angelica Dante await their opponents.
Well, Nigel, we're going to await the champions now. The Mother Truckers are making their way to ringside. Dante's big sister, Chainsaw, standing in the ring ready to do battle. Let's bring out their opponents.
And their opponents from Jackson, Tennessee, the truck stop capital of the world. They are your reigning WOW Tag Team Champions, Big Rig Betty and Holly Swag, the Mother Truckers.
David, you know that sound. Give it to me now. Oh, the Mother Truckers, Holly Swag and Big Rig Betty, the WOW World Tag Team Champions and fan favorites here at WOW Women of Wrestling, walking to the ring with the silver and purple WOW World Tag Team Championship titles. You gotta love the Mother Truckers, David. And just 2 weeks ago, the Mother Truckers successfully defended those WOW Tag Team titles against Los Banditas. But of course, they were attacked by Sweet Heat, David. And you have to think that Sweet Heat is in the background, in the mind of the Mother Truckers. But tonight, the challenge is Chainsaw and the unpredictable Siren the Voodoo Doll.
Well, you can bet your last dollar Fabulous Lana Starr's got her team of Miami Sweet Heat watching this action tonight.
Sure, she does scouting the Mother Truckers, who they've had several issues with, although I think that they were creative issues.
This isn't good. Holly was backing up, looking at her mom, and she backed right up into Chainsaw.
Holly Swag saying, Mom, I think I want you to go in for this one. Big Rig Betty, of course.
Holly sending Mom into the monsters.
Well, Big Rig Betty didn't have so much of a size disadvantage against Chainsaw, but now Siren the Voodoo Doll changing things up for her team. If anybody knows how to play mind games, it's certainly Siren the Voodoo Doll, David.
From New Orleans, the home of voodoo, Siren trying to lock up with Big Rig Betty, one half of the tag team champions of WOW.
And of course, you have to think that Big Rig Betty, she's been to New Orleans a couple of times. but I think it was more or less to party, maybe going through there on a truck trip. But Big Rig Betty gonna lock up here. Siren the Voodoo Doll changing things up, but that's the name of the game when you face Siren the Voodoo Doll and Chainsaw. Side headlock applied to one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Big Rig Betty, by Siren. And Angelica Dante watching on the outside. Siren sit into the turnbuckle, courtesy of Big Rig Betty. Big Rig Betty.
Oh, baby, jamming the Voodoo Doll. And now Big Rig taking her down.
Big Rig with such force, just sending Siren the Voodoo Doll down to the canvas face first with a bulldog, followed up by a super kick, and Siren back up and headed toward the Mother Trucker's corner. Now the tag in to Holly Swag. Honkity honk honk, David.
And now the two mother and daughter team are putting it to Voodoo.
That's the changing lanes, David, now, as Holly Swag feeling a little bit more confident than she was at the beginning of this matchup. And the rake of the eyes from Siren the Voodoo Doll, putting a stop to any momentum the Mother Truckers have. And slamming Holly Swag down with a powerful clothesline.
Holly now in the wrong corner. Here comes Chainsaw, who Holly didn't want to mix it up with in the beginning of the event.
Would you want to mix it up with Chainsaw, David?
Never. Or the Voodoo Doll.
Either one. We can't blame Holly Swag, but the double suplex, but that's the heart of a champion, to stand in the ring with somebody that's with such a size difference. It doesn't faze Holly Swag though now. Send it to the corner, and her back, you can tell as she clutches it, damaged by that throw, David. Ripping away at the hair of Holly Swag. And here we see the very powerful Chainsaw putting Holly Swag in the full Nelson. Playing mind games with her mother, Big Rig, and biting.
Is she biting her? Is she biting her?
She bit the shoulder of Holly Swag, although I will say this, all is fair in love and war, but we've seen Holly Swag, well, she's bit somebody in a match before, so I guess Chainsaw was getting to it before Holly Swag had a chance.
Anything to win.
Chainsaw going for the stop. Holly Swag moves out of the way, and we've seen Chainsaw hit that splash, and if she hits it now here on Holly Swag, it could be over, but no! Holly Swag moves out of the way just in the nick of time, buying herself a little time, but the very powerful and resilient Chainsaw back up on her feet, ooh, with a forearm that would make anybody's chest cave in, David. 2 in a row now. Very much like that June Byers chop from decades ago. Chainsaw just unhinged now as she has Holly Swag on the ropes. Holly Swag trying to reverse Chainsaw, but the size difference still playing a major factor in this matchup, David.
Taking down Holly Swag with that clothesline is Chainsaw.
Major Chainsaw clothesline. And referee Charlie Wu checking in on Holly Swag. Chainsaw now tagging in to Siren the Voodoo Doll. And as I mentioned, it seems to me that Chainsaw is more vicious these days now that the Voodoo Doll has returned and gotten some influence over Chainsaw. Northern Light suplex connects by Siren the Voodoo Doll on Holly Swag. Senton misses though by Holly Swag. Another second or two to try to make it to her feet. As you can see, Siren the Voodoo Doll struggling to get to her feet as well, David.
Voodoo rushes Holly, taking her over to the turnbuckle by Chainsaw.
And now Chainsaw and Siren the Voodoo Doll working together. There's the knees from Siren the Voodoo Doll. Oh boy, a hip attack from Chainsaw to Holly Swag. And a cannonball follows it up by Siren the Voodoo Doll. Holly Swag just taking so much punishment in the corner of Siren the Voodoo Doll and Chainsaw. Chainsaw now has Holly Swag up, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, but Holly Swag pushes Chainsaw out of the way, and here comes the Big Rig, ducks the clothesline, Siren the Voodoo Doll goes down, Chainsaw with 2 shots, now 3 from Big Rig Betty. It took 3 shots, but Big Rig Betty got Big Chainsaw down.
And Big Rig Betty taken down by the Voodoo Doll. Big Rig Betty though back up on her feet. Big Rig Betty's in the ring with Voodoo. Chainsaw's got Holly on the outside.
The Jake break by Big Rig Betty on the Siren the Voodoo Doll.
And there's the pin. Chainsaw was the outside with Holly. And her partner Voodoo was pinned by Big Rig Betty.